Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Victoria. Hi, I am Hungarian living in Vienna, Austria, and this is my channel. Happy to see you. And in this video we are going to review the month of November and reset for the last month of 2023 for December. And I have a new setup, but before I show you, I'm gonna clean my glasses because they feel dirty. Much better. In today's video, as usual, first we are going to go through my monthly and annual goals and how I'm doing with them. Then we are going to review my finances and my in and out balance after that. And I have a new setup because my notebook that I used for some of the things, like the habit tracker, the in and out balance, and some other things, is completely full. And I also was checking different things in different places. So my finances I am doing in Excel, and then I was reviewing my goals and controlling how I'm doing with my goals in OneNote. And I watched a few reset videos on YouTube, and some of the people used Notion, and it got me interested. It is very flexible and it also has some templates for certain things. I decided to switch to Notion and kind of try to have all my trackers, all my lists, everything in one place that I can access from my phone as well as from my PC, so that I don't have to rely on a notebook. Also, I didn't want to purchase a new one because it's just extra expense. I do like to write on paper and I liked having a notebook, but it might be more efficient for me to move to Notion and have everything in one place which I can access anytime, because my notebook I don't carry around with me always because it's a bit bulky, but my phone I do, and I can access Notion through my phone. And it is a free app, at least the functionalities that I am using are free. So for me, for now, I just set it up like a few weeks ago. For now, I'm very happy with it. So let's take a look, but before that, I'm gonna grab a tea. And let's take a look on my Notion. Let's see, where do we start usually? Usually we look at my monthly goals and how I did with them. So let's review my monthly goals. I set my monthly goals at the beginning of the year. For next year, I'm gonna do this differently for sure. I'm gonna set my monthly goals monthly. So I set these monthly goals at the beginning of the year, so they apply to all of the months of the year, but I adjusted them throughout the year a little bit. So the first one is to go swimming. I didn't go swimming in November, and actually this goal is kind of out of the list now because of health reasons. I don't want to get into that topic right now, but basically I'm not gonna go swimming in December either, most likely. So this I didn't fulfill. I did have my club subscription. I was going to dance classes with it this month and yoga as usual. Basically, I have the subscription for 49 euros, which gives me 4 classes that I can take, or 4 times I can go to a gym, so I can mix and match whatever I want to do. I can go dancing, yoga, gym, a lot of sport activities around Vienna. So it's very flexible. Although if I paid double as much, I could do as much as I wanted, unlimited. The only limitation would be that to one place, to one provider, I can only go 4 times maximum per month. So I could do my 4 times reggaeton, and then I could do maybe another 4 times yoga. I could do yoga more in different places, of course, but in one studio I can only go 4 times a month. And then I could also do my salsa with it, which would be 100 euros, but for now I have never done so much, but also because I never done so much because I had to pay extra for everything outside of my club. So let's see, maybe from January, or when I have higher income again, I will consider doing my clubs the 100 euro subscription unlimited. Then read at least 25 days within a month. This month I read only 13 days out of 25, which is very low for me. And I do wonder how is that even possible, but My weekends were busy, I was not reading, so sometimes like Friday, Saturday, Sunday were out, sometimes even some other days during the week because I was arriving home late. So I am not able to check this checkbox, unfortunately. Tracking habits. I did track my habits, and we will go to my habit tracker, which is also in Notion soon, so that you can see how I did with my habits. Don't consume alcohol on more than 5 days in a month. This I can check this month in November because I went very low with my alcohol consumption. Exercise 5 days a week. I exercised on 17 days out of the 30, which is almost 5 days a week, but a bit less. So I got back to my exercise routine, but in the beginning of the month I was a bit sick, so I didn't exercise for the first few days, and then my routine was that I exercise every weekday and then I rest on the weekends. But sometimes if I went hiking on the weekend, I consider that as an exercise as well. Go without social media 1 day a week, I did that. And do therapy once a month, I also did that, so I could check 5 out of 8, which is a good ratio for me. And then just to review, to take a look at the yearly goals. Read 40 books is not gonna happen. I am currently at 30, so I'm gonna be at around 32, I think, most likely, which is better than the original goal, which was only 20. So, but I'm not gonna reach 40. Develop a relationship with a compatible person. Maybe. Maybe I will see if I can check this box at the end of December. And painting my apartment, that's not gonna happen this year. So far, not so good. YouTube, upload 1 video a week. I really did get into this routine, being more strategic about my channel. I'm definitely more strategic, but still not enough. Reach 1000 subscribers. I'm at around 300, so this is not gonna happen in this year. And set up an Instagram account for my YouTube channel. I will do that when I reach 1000 subscribers. So these goals, I'm not doing super well with them, unfortunately. Let's check my habit tracker, which I also set up here. This habit tracker was a template that I used. And as you can see, I am tracking now one more thing: reading, exercise, meditation, headaches, alcohol consumption, and social media free days, which my Fridays are the social media free days that I have. And as you can see here, there is also like a chart that shows how did I proceed with each of these. So if I did well, like I checked 4 boxes, then my graph is almost full. When I check 3 boxes out of 6, it's at halfway, but when I check only 1 box, it's like empty somehow. What I don't like about this is that, well, first of all, I don't know how to get rid of these. There are still a lot of things in Notion that I don't know how they work, but basically these ones are the ones. 9th of November is the day when I started to track, and then I somehow added some extra ones because I wanted to add the November 1st through 8th, and then it automatically added these little icons to it. Not sure how to remove that. And what I don't like is that for the last week it shows it like this: last Friday, last Saturday, yesterday, today, rather than putting the date, which I don't really like very much. But anyway, as you can see here, I read on 13 days, exercised on 18 days, meditated on 11 days, which is going well. I finally signed up for that meditation app in November that I was contemplating whether or not I will sign up. I didn't have any headaches, and this was the first month, the month of November, when I have not had a day where I had a headache at all. Interesting. And then alcohol consumption 5 days, which was my maximum, and social media 3 days, all the Fridays, so 4 days. Well, it was 3 days actually, because no, it was 4. Yes, yeah, 4 days. So this is my habit tracker. So these were my review of my goals and habit tracker, and now we are moving on to the finances of November. I almost forgot to show you my new book tracker as well. It is not including all the reads or all the books that I read this year, but it includes the books from November onwards. In November, I finished 2 books. The Sellout from Paul Beatty, which I can show you because I had it in physical form. I got this for my birthday. It was a mystery book. My friend bought it in a bookstore and it was packaged, and there was just a short summary of the book in the back, rather than, you know, her knowing what she's actually getting. And it has very good reviews, this book. It says that it's one of the few books of recent years that has made me choke with laughter. That was a Daily Mail review. Brilliant, like Demented Angels wrote it, Sarah Silverman. Financial Times review, outrageous, hilarious and profound. Juiciness stains every lovely page of Beatty's mad marvelous to some book. I would just say that this is just not for me. I don't really understand this world that Beatty is writing about. Yeah, it's like super American, Black American related, and also like there is a lot of racism related things in it. Yeah, there are so many references that I just don't get somehow as a European. I don't know, the language somehow was quite difficult. So when I first started it, I was like, I feel like I'm not understanding it. Like I understand each word or most of them, but like all together somehow I was like, I don't get it. What is this book about? So I gave it a 1 star. For me personally, I'm sure, especially given that there are so many reviews which are highly rating this book, it's just not for me personally, basically. And then I was listening to The Girl with 7 Names from Hyeon Seo Lee. Sorry if I butchered the name. She's North Korean originally, and she defected from North Korea, lived in China for around 10 years, and then finally she made her way to South Korea, where she got the South Korean citizenship. Yeah, basically she is writing down her own story, how she continuously changed her name especially in the first few years, but also when she went to South Korea. She also had her family defect 12 to 13 years after she left North Korea. She also helped her family. And it's basically her whole life story from the time she was born, or maybe even before, talking in the beginning especially about how North Korea was in the 80s, because she defected at the late 1990s, early 2000s, I believe. Maybe a bit later, something like that. So, and she was born in the 80s, so she writes a lot about how South Korea or North Korea was in the 80s and all that. It's super interesting. So I gave it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, I mean, 5 out of 5 for me has to be like the perfect, like the most amazing book. This was just very interesting and captivating to me. I do recommend it to everybody who is interested in stories which are based on real life, especially, or, you know, historical things, or stories about North Korea, because that is also something that is super unknown to most of us. A 5-star would be the book that I read from Rebecca Jarros this year, The Things We Leave Unfinished. Early this year, I read that book or listened to that book on Audible, and it was amazing, really. That would be a 5-star rate for me, but I will have to go through my books of this year and put them into this tracker as well. And yesterday I started to read The Hook, Line and Sinker from Tessa Bailey, because it is the continuation of a book that I read from her, which is It Happened One Summer, which is a book about one sister, and then this one is a story of the other sister, basically. And I just started it yesterday. I'm listening to it on Audible. And I also started another book which I already read once, The Think Like a Monk from Jay Sherry. I already read it 2 years ago. But I want to read it again. So I just started it yesterday. and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, this is my new tracker, just wanted to show you. All right, let's move on to the finances and let's go directly to my fixed costs in November. In November, my rent was the same as usual, so 574.84. House insurance I didn't have to pay this month. Heating I didn't have to pay this month, and I got my annual bill, the annual review, and my bill is now 96 euros every second month, and it is going down from December onwards to 56 euros for 2 months. And I actually had an overpayment of 53 euros, so I expect that in December I will only have to pay around 3 euros. Hopefully I read it and understood it correctly, and that is the case, which means that in December I will not put anything into this budget category because I have already 48 euros here, and here in the house insurance category I have an accumulation of 33.54. Then electricity, I paid finally electricity again, and I paid 80 euros and 4 cents. And I have an overflow of 23.25. Internet and mobile subscription, I paid 69.39 this month. I actually, for some reason, from my trip in Singapore in October, I had some roaming charges on my mobile bill. So my bill came out at 73 euros something, which is my mobile and internet contract. Normally I pay like 40 euros or 39 something. So I had a 33 euros 70 cents roaming charge, which I never had in my life before, and I traveled around the world, so I'm not sure what happened there. But the point is, because it was a charge related to a trip that I took for work, my work actually paid that extra charge for me, so I'm not calculating that in here. My current minus in this category is 13 euros and 23 cents. It's a minus actually, not a plus, but okay. Oppala. Sorry. 13.23. Here we go. Subscriptions, I have spent 18 euros and 25 cents and 23 cents. I don't know what's going on with me today. And basically what happens is that Netflix is raising their price again, and it's gonna be, I paid 6 euros for now, and it's gonna be £6 from next month onwards. Unbelievable. Charity, I didn't spend anything here, but I have 35 euros accumulated. Retirement savings, I didn't spend anything, but I have 641, and I will have to pay. will have to pay that this month. Actually, health insurance, I did pay my health insurance, which was 436.08. And I have an accumulation of 4 euros and 21 cents. Next time I have to pay in February, I think. And bank costs I didn't have to pay, so my total fixed costs was 1,178.94 euros. Let's move directly on to the variable costs. We start with the dining out and takeout budget, which kind of went super over in June, I believe, or July. I think it was in June when I was traveling a lot, also for work. But this month I spent very little, I think the least in the year, which was 42 euros and 2 cents. But in December it's definitely gonna be higher because I have next weekend some visitors and we will be eating out every day throughout the weekend. And of course, like, meeting with friends, going to the Christmas market, having punch and stuff like that. So it's definitely gonna go up this month. But now I have some accumulation here that I can use next month. Then groceries, I went a little bit over, but I'm already starting to buy stuff for Christmas / for this visit of my friends when they are coming, because I'm gonna invite them for a raclette dinner as well at my place. Then gift category, I purchased for 45, one gift to one person. Oh wait, I have to put how much I have overflow for groceries. I have a 156.99 overflow, and for gifts I have €7.06. I think my gift budget is like the best, closest to reality budget this year. Car, I didn't spend anything, and then I have an overflow of 101.5. I will have to buy the next year's toll fee card, whatever it's called, sticker, soon, probably in January. Public transport, I spent a little bit more than usual, but it's November, so it's cold. €19.80, and I still have an overflow of 64.7. So I spent around the budget this month, which during the summer months when I go everywhere by bike, it doesn't happen that often, but now that it's cold, I use it more. I spent 85.54 on clothing this month, and I have a minus €27.09 here now. First time, I think, this year, because I had a lot of overflow, like €600 from last year. So I spent all that 600 and then all the monthly €50 on clothes this year. I spent a lot on clothes, and I still feel like I need to buy more things. But I also am decluttering because half of my wardrobe I'm not happy with. Medical expenses, this was a bit high this month, 136.09, because this includes like 2 or 3 sessions of therapy. It includes a dentist appointment, and I also had to purchase some medication. I had some doctor visits and I needed some treatments, so that's why it went up. So this means that my overflow is kind of gone now, and I have 140 or €14.68 overflow only in this category. Self-care, I spent 24.36, so I mitigated a little bit this huge minus, but it's still a huge minus regardless. So 141.82 in minus. Furniture and decor, I'm gonna adjust this because I bought some decoration and I paid €20.69, so I have €800 in this budget category. Overflow. Supplies and maintenance, I spent €39.30. This was mostly cleaning products and my laundry, and I have 172.36 overflow. Investments, I spent €100. My overflow stays the same because I put in 100 and I invest 100. Sports, I spent quite high amount, €84, and I am in minus 2.3 this month. I did salsa twice, 2 times 2 hours, so that was €35, and my clubs, which is 49, so that adds up to 84. And then in my business, I had quite a high spending this month, €318.83. This was a subscription, a software subscription, and my accountant for the quarterly accounting that they did for me. Travel, well, I usually don't share my travel, but I didn't travel this month, so there was nothing that I spent here. Blow money I also didn't spend, and my blow money is at €203.93 right now. And security fund I also don't mention. And that is the total, 1,131 euros and 01 cents. A total spending of 2,309 euros and 95 cents, which is quite a high spending month already. But I did not stop there, because from my sinking funds, I also spent quite a lot from my sinking funds. From my Christmas sinking fund, I spent 211 euros and 3 cents. And from my MacBook sinking fund, I spent a lot. My MacBook cost me quite much more than what I expected, but ever since I first made the calculation and ever since I defined the MacBook budget on 2,200, which was a little bit over a year ago, they already have 2 new varieties, because they came out with the M2 in January, February, something like that. And now in November, they came out with the M3. So yeah, so I spent 2,723 on the MacBook. It hasn't arrived yet, so I'm waiting for it. And I have a minus 433.34 in this budget category. Well, that's not the goal, actually. This is the current 433.34. 34. And okay, this is not working out. 34. And in my Christmas budget, I still have 311.8 cents, which I would say, because I think I bought Christmas presents for most people. I already have presents for my mom and dad. For my brother, I still have to. And then 2 of my friends, 3 of my friends. Yeah, I mean, for most people, I already have presents that I would like to give presents to. So, and I bought some decorations as well, but I'm done with decorations and I only have a few more people to buy presents for. So I think I'm gonna be below this 330 that I still have to spend on Christmas, which is good. But yeah, this MacBook overpayment was a bit unnecessary. So my total spending is this 2,300 plus this 2,211 plus this 2,723. So I went over 5,000, which is like, I don't think that ever happened to me, that I spend more than 5,000 euros in a month. Especially considering that I don't have an income currently, or my income is super low. I am living off from my savings, but basically these are all like sinking funds that I used. So it's all right, because here I have an additional 2,000. Yeah, anyway, that was my budget, and let's move on to the in and out balance. Let's move on to the in and out balance, and my in and out balance is also in Notion, as you can see, and you can also see that my in is way longer than my out. So let's talk about the out first. I got rid of 1 pair of socks because it had holes on them and I already fixed them before, and now there are new holes, so I'm not gonna fix them again. I finished 1 toothpaste, and remember that in July I bought toothpaste for 20 euros. Well, I still don't have to buy toothpaste. Even though I ran out of this one, there is another tube and I have a lot of tabs as well still. So maybe it was worth the 20 euro investment for 2 tubs. Then I finished the sunscreen for the face, this Revox one, which you can buy in Hungary, cannot buy it in Austria. I also finished this body exfoliating wash thing that I got back in January in Malaysia, and I was using it on and off, but I am not quite sure if it helped or not. Anyway, I cannot, or maybe they can, maybe I can buy something like this or something similar in Europe as well, but I don't need it, honestly, so I'm not gonna repurchase. And I finished this concealer as well, which is the Liquid Camouflage. Actually, this is not the one that I finished. And I finished the concealer, but this is not the one. So I put the wrong concealer in the finished box because I finished the NYX concealer. So I should keep this one and replace it with that one. Yeah, that's it, I guess, then for this month that I finished. And I purchased or received a few new things. I did a big haul in DM this month again for mostly cleaning products and some other stuff, but let's go through the list quickly. I got a mouthwash which was for free for a coupon. That's why I got it. It's a travel size. So usually when I travel, I don't bring a mouthwash because I have one which is in a glass container and then I have to mix it with water. So I just got one Listerine small package for traveling. I got a conditioner. Actually, I got 2 conditioners this month for my hair. Those are both conditioner bars, and I got one previous month in Hungary, and then the one that I got in Hungary is one that actually runs out quite quickly because it's not so sturdy. So I got 2 other ones. I didn't want to, but then there was a sale and then I was like, well, it's good to have a backup anyway, so whatever. I got a wrapping paper set for Christmas from my Christmas budget. I bought a Christmas tree that you can probably see behind me. I got also candle holders and candles themselves. And those you can see in my first Vlogmas video, which went live yesterday. So on the 1st of December, I have my first Vlogmas where I am decorating for Christmas, and some of the things that are on the in list were used in that video. I also got a bottle candle holder that you can put into an empty bottle. I put it in a gin bottle, for example. I don't know what is this supposed to be because I mean, Christmas decoration, I guess for the Christmas tree, these were for free. I brought them from Hungary from my parents. A new brush head for my dishwashing brush, a new toilet cleaner, a new washing liquid for my clothes, also new box of dishwasher tabs. I also bought a body wash bar because I ran out of body wash. The conditioner we already mentioned. Wax strips I also had to buy. I also had to buy the liquid dishwashing for hand washing dishes. I bought a laptop stand this month. I bought a pack of 5 simple black socks and 2 tights, like for winter, thick brown tights. I bought 2 sets of fairy lights. The first set appears in the video when I'm decorating the Christmas tree, and then it was only enough for half of the tree, so I got a second set for the bottom of the tree later on. And I also got a Christmas bouquet of flowers like this one. So just like mostly Christmas related stuff and also the cleaning related stuff actually. And then there is one more thing that I bought, which was a cufflinks. I bought cufflinks for my blazer. Let me show you. I had this black blazer which had on the hand or on the arm part holes for kind of cufflinks, and I kind of lost one of the cufflinks, and I bought instead in a vintage store some vintage brass or golden cufflinks. They were not cheap, I must say. So this blazer is not worth as much as the cufflinks are worth. But I had a difficulty with it because basically the hole that I have is not big enough for normal cufflinks. So we had to find one which is thinner and can be opened, which usually the thinner ones cannot be opened, but I needed them to be open. But anyway, this was the only one that worked in the store, and I bought it because this was the only one, and I didn't want to spend another 2 years, because I think I lost it 2 or 2.5 years ago, these things, and since then I didn't really wear this blazer because I didn't like that on one side there was something, on the other side there was nothing. But now I have a replacement and now I can finally wear this blazer all the time. Alright, that was today's video. Thank you for tagging along. I hope you enjoyed my reset for this month. I hope I didn't forget anything. If you have any comments, leave them down below in the comment section. I am happy to hear your input, and if you like this video, of course, press the like button. I am going to keep making these videos probably next year in this format. Now that I have this Notion, I feel like it's easier a little bit. And I am looking forward to see you at my next videos. Don't forget that I'm doing Vlogmas, so every second day I'm posting a Vlogmas video. The first one is already up and the next one is coming up tomorrow. So make sure to subscribe and follow my channel. Hit the bell button so that you are notified when I upload. I'm looking forward to see you on my channel. Until then, goodbye.